absolutely insane. After 2,500 years, we finally have answers to the long-awaited end-time prophecies. United by their shared passion for prophecy, Lowell Taylor and Timothy Thompson bring together over a century of wisdom. Many secrets are revealed here. Get ready to be amazed.
Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Timothy Thompson, and I'm going to share with you about the coming war that has not happened yet, but it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen before it happens because it's in the book of Daniel. We just got done with a Iran and Turkey war pushing to the north, south, and the west. Daniel 8, verse 4. Now, what is next? It hasn't happened yet, but I know it's going to happen. Basically, it's like I'm looking at a newspaper. It's the Bible. It tells me what's going to happen because we're living in the end days. And Daniel saw our day. We are ready to go to war. The United States and Trump, we're going to war with Iran and Turkey. We are going to kill the leaders of Iran and Turkey. And I'm telling you this before it happens. And it's just something I'm going to point at exactly who Grisha is. In the Bible, I'm going to show you that Trump is in the scriptures. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to share some of my information and what I've learned right after this.
A true story. Growing up in the 1960s and 70s, Timothy Thompson listened to his mother, Shirley, talk about the many inspiring end times prophecies. Have you ever noticed that many prophecies with specific dates have proven incorrect? It seems like we're trapped in a bunch of meaningless, pathetic information, doesn't it? How tragic. Finally, there is genuine hope. Decades later, in 2010, Timothy asks God a question. He wanted to know how close we are to the second coming of Jesus Christ. The events that followed answered his prayers, bestowing upon him wisdom and knowledge. Seriously, tons of prophecies are coming true right now, more than ever before. God's Timeline. Our videos explore a wide range of topics, including the Rapture, the Mark of the Beast, earthquakes, and so much more. Timothy has many incredible secrets for those who will listen. Amazing. Listen to this. Every year from now on, we will see the fulfillment of multiple prophecies. The number of prophecies made thousands of years ago is rising as the anticipation of Christ's return grows closer. Our goal is to present the events to give you a clear understanding of how close we really are. Trust me on this. It's incredibly important. We embark on a journey to explore the unsolved mysteries and the works of God. We invite you to join us as we unearth hidden knowledge. It is because we care that we share.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I have something for you. You don't want to sleep on this one, because Daniel chapter 8 and Daniel's chapter 11 and Daniel's chapter 7 talk about our day. If you look this up on the internet, it's going to tell you that this already happened. But I'm awake. I am not easily deceived. Oh man, the United States is in the Bible. I've had friends that tell me that, hey, I've heard it on the internet, heard it on YouTube. The United States is not in the Bible. You know? But it's not true. You telling me when people talk about the most powerful nation on the earth, the United States. My goodness. But I want to share something with you. The United States attacks Iran and Turkey. This is right now 2025, and I've been saying this since 2010. I've been trying to tell some of my friends. I never had a platform. I'm trying to get the news out right now, though it's about ready to happen any moment. Excuse me. But In 2025, and this is February the 16th, and a day ago, Donald Trump gave the people over there trying to release hostages. Kind of sad. We got hostages over there. Hamas, whoever you call these group of people. I think it's really sad that we have such evil in the world, but we got hostages there, and from different countries, and Trump gave them a deadline, and they released a couple or 2 or 3 or what have you. I think I heard they released a total of 12 since Trump's been president. So I wanted to share with you that this is prophecy, that the things that are going on in our world right now, Daniel saw our day 26 years ago. And this happens to be an article. I'm not sure everything that it says here because I wrote it some time ago, but I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, the United States attacks Iran and Turkey. The Old Testament, Daniel verse 8, 5 through 7, and verses 20 and 21. The reason that people don't understand, the interpretation is because Daniel described it the best he could 2,600 years ago. So the goat, Grisha, is the United States. I have other videos. I have a documentary that will go into this in much greater detail. But there's some detail here too. So pay attention. This is some good stuff. I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens. But I'm also kind of concerned that I won't be able to get this video out in time because it's so close. It's so close to happening. Because already it's shaping up. The horn represents a leader. So when you read in the book of Daniel, you hear about a horn. It represents either a president or it represents a king, a leader. The leader, king, the very first king, Donald Trump. Well, that might be on, it might be off, because I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I understand every little single thing. But it could be, because what's going to happen is the United States is going to be divided up into 4 territories. Trump is the president right now. So, is Trump the first of 4 presidents? Or does something happen to Trump and we're split up into 4 territories? Because that is what's going to happen, brothers and sisters. Right now, we're going to go to war with Iran and Turkey. And when we go to war with Iran and Turkey, the leader, Khamenei, and the leader of Turkey, Erdogan, will be killed. And sometime after, Trump will either be killed or be taken out or whatever happens, the United States, and this could be in a few months, or it could be 2 or 3 years, could be 4 years. Whenever Trump leaves, the nation becomes 4 territories. Are you getting it? I mean, this is 2025. Look at the world and the division right now, the United States. If I were to share this when I first learned about it in 2010, people would have thought I was crazy. Nobody could see this. But I saw it. Lola Taylor saw it. And we're trying to share because we care. We care about you and we want you to know these things. Now, when we are at the war with Iran and Turkey, the United States is divided into 4 territories. This could happen during the war or soon after. And I wrote this article a few years ago, but I'm sharing it with you now because it's still pretty close on here. I mean, it's nailing it. Now, at one time I thought maybe Trump would be one of the four. I don't know. It could still be that way. But, we'll see how it unfolds, right? Because everything we read and we understand, and it often happens. It happens exactly what the scriptures say, but we don't know how it's going to unfold. For instance, I always believed from the scriptures that Trump would be president 2 terms. But it caught me off guard. I didn't know it was going to be 1 term, then 4 years Biden, and then another 4 years Trump. If Trump makes 4 years, I pray that he will. He's trying to restore the Constitution, and he's got the people who are fighting against him, trying to do all they can. Trump's doing really good right now. And we're living in a decent time now, but it's going to get difficult. So, the Old Testament, Daniel's 8, verses 3 through 9. I'll go ahead and read that. It says, Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns. Well, we know that the ram is Media and Persia. And that is in verse further down. We'll cover that. The ram is Media and Persia. So exactly what is Media and Persia? 2,600 years ago, Media covered a territory which happened to cover Persia and Turkey. Well, when we say Persia, in 1935, Persia changed their name to Iran. And I've covered that in a video that you'll see. But it says the 2 horns were high, and one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. That was prophecy that actually happened in 2016. And you got to read that again. It says, Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood a river of ram, which had 2 horns. And the 2 horns were high, and one was higher than the other. Okay? Persia, Iran, okay? Khamenei was higher in status than Aragon. But Aragon became higher in status than Khamenei. So the last became higher than Khamenei. And how did that happen? Because there was a coup in 2016 with Aragon in Turkey that caused him to be the leader of the entire Muslim world. That prophecy, verse 3, happened. Okay? Did verse 4 happen? It says, I saw the ram. Remember, ram is Iran and Turkey. In this case, I saw Turkey and Iran starting a war. They're pushing westward, northward, and southward. And no beast was able to stop them. You know why? No one was able to stop them? Because the United States couldn't do anything, for one thing, because we are under the Biden administration then. They took that opportunity to push to the north, south, and west. They've been doing it already for a few years, right? All the way up to the boundaries of Israel. And that's how we have the problem right now that we have in Israel. Okay? So that was fulfilled. And that happened started in 2023 and it concluded in 2024. So the war with Iran and Turkey pushing the north, south, and west. Verse 4 happened. Oh, it's just one verse after another is happening, right? And people are not aware of it. They say these chapters already happened. Well, I'll be getting into that. because there are verses here, 2 verses that say that it's for the end of days. So chapters 11, chapters 8 and 7 of Daniel are for the end of days. Daniel tried to warn us. That's why he had more than one verse. He tried to tell us this is for the end of days. But now it says, and as I was considering, behold, a he-goat, Trump, came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat that had a noticeable horn between his eyes. Okay? Trump is getting ready to go to war. The United States. The he-goat. All represent the United States. We're getting ready to go to war with Turkey and Iran because of their conflicts in Israel and the problems that they're causing there. And they won't release all the hostages. So since they won't release the hostages, or they kill the hostages, we're going to go to war. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm telling you, if you're watching this video, it's either already happened or getting ready to happen. So, yes, I'm going to read that again. As I was considering, behold, a he-goat, Trump, came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the goat, Donald Trump, had a noticeable horn between his eyes. What do you think has been happening for the past 4+ years? They've been going after Trump, and Trump became president again. Noticeable horn. The noticeable horn, the Democrats, the elite, the people who are brainwashed, all turning against Trump. And the good people, Trump has got good people trying to save the Constitution, trying to keep the economy from crashing. And we're going to war, and this is about to happen. So you could say number 5 is halfway there. Just Trump has a noticeable horn. There you go. It all makes sense, right? If it doesn't, you have to keep on studying. And number 6, and he came to the Ram. We know that Iran is Persia, and it's Media. Media is a territory which covers Turkey and Iran. So he came to the Ram, which had 2 horns. 2 horns are leaders. Horns represent a leader, king, or president. The 2 leaders, Khamenei, what's his name? Khamenei and Aragon. And he came to the Ram, which had 2 horns, Khamenei, Aragon, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran with him for the fury of his power. We're going to fight the United States. We're going to have victory over Turkey and Iran. We're going to kill the leaders there. That's what it looks like. Kill the leaders. And I saw him come close unto the Ram, and he was moved with choler against him. The United States is going with anger. You know, we give it all we got. We go with anger. I had to look up the word choler. You know, it's anger. Is, you know, against him. We go with anger against him. We smite the Ram. We kill the Ram. Sounds like to me it's talking about the leaders. It says we kill the Ram. It's Turkey, the leader of Turkey, and the leader of Iran. And we break their 2 horns. That right there sounds like death to me. And there was no power in the Ram to stand before him. Nobody could fight against the United States. So basically Iran and Turkey pushed to the north, south, and west, right? We read that. No one could stop us. Nobody could stop Iran and Turkey because we were the United States. Biden. The United States was weak. We had weak leaders. But now we're strong. We have Trump. And he's not messing around here. And they're not going to release the hostages. So we have to go after Iran. Because they're the people of Iran are there causing the problems. So I'm telling you the things that happen before it happens. If not, you see this stuff, you'll be able to watch this stuff and say, watch Tim Thompson share this stuff. He knows what he's talking about. I'm telling you, before it happens. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and broke his two horns. And there was none with no power. No one had the power to stop the ram to stand before him. But he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him. And there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Nobody could stop the United States at this point. You know, there's just none. Nobody at this particular moment. But verse 8, therefore the he-goat, Trump, United States, waxed very great. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken, where it came up four noticeable ones toward the four winds of heaven. Now we got a problem. We had victory. The United States was strong. We're right here. We're reading. Therefore, the he-goat waxed very great. And when he was strong, the great horn, Trump, United States, is broken. And the United States becomes four noticeable ones to the four winds of heaven. The United States is going to be divided into four countries: north, south, east, and west. And does that mean, if it says the he-goat waxed very great, and when it was strong, the great horn was broken? If that's talking about Donald Trump, does that mean they killed Donald Trump? Does that mean he's just not in power? Does that mean the chaos can become so great? The United States is so divided that we become four nations, four leaders. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have four leaders, four countries. There's going to be probably mobs in the streets. There will be safety areas in the United States. So now we're talking about down the road a few years. And out of one of them came forth a little horn. So out of the four horns, out of the four leaders in the United States, there will be a little horn. He will wax exceedingly great towards the south, towards the east, and towards the pleasant land. Okay? Don't know exactly where the pleasant land is, but I can imagine it wouldn't be the New York area. And I can imagine it won't be California by watching out what's going on now. You know? So I can imagine it'll be somewhere south. Is that Florida? Possibly. Is it several states? Is it the south? We need to know these things. We need to figure out where we need to be if we want to not be caught up in the mobs and the turmoil and the chaos. That's why I'm going to be paying attention to the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the prophet. Be praying, be looking for opportunities to have my eyes open, to pray. Make sure you have a relationship with God so He can guide you. And some difficult times coming up. And the ram which I saw as having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. This is important because it's telling us in verse 20 here, the ram which I saw as having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. We know that Persia changed their name in 1935 to Iran. We know, I mentioned that Media is a territory which covers Turkey and Iran. That's how you get your answer of what the ram is. And so, in verse 21, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia. Well, who is Grecia? Grecia is the United States of America. People think the Grecia is Greece. That's what people believe. So we're going to read this here. We're going to continue to go over some of what we already went over, and we're going to talk a little bit about Grecia and the proof that I have. The Statue of Liberty, Greece statue. Daniel saw our day. Then it talks the Bible about the West. So, the West, United States is in the West. From Daniel's point of view, being in the Middle East. So I'm going to read this. Just bear with me. You don't want to mess this. I know a lot of people lose interest and goes over their head, or they don't believe it. And then when the bad things happen and they're not prepared, it's because they didn't have a relationship with God. They didn't study. And I want you to have this, brothers and sisters. I really do. So, I'm going to go ahead and read this. It says, you can read it yourself if you want. I'm going to read it and then I'll go down further. So let me prove that the United States of America is Grecia, which is also the he-goat, represented in verse 5 and other verses in Daniel. So, what proof do I have that Grecia, he-goat, represents the United States of America? Besides the obvious, which is the location, came from the west on the face of the whole earth. The United States of America is in the west. In Daniel 11, 2 and 3 verse, we read, "And now I will show ye the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, Iran, and the fourth shall be far richer than they all. And by his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up against the realm of Grecia. And a mighty king shall stand up, and shall rule with great dominion, and do according to his will." That is another major clue that the United States is Grecia. According to the scriptures, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of Iran, who is the fourth king, will stir up against Grecia, which is in the west. And now with the current events, we know that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is stirring up against the United States, which is in the west. There's another clue. Read it over again if that helps you, or play this back. But in Daniel 8:4, I saw the ram pushing westward, northward, southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there that any could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will, and became great. And that we know is a war that took place in 2024, 2023. We know that our ram is Iran and Turkey. And Daniel 8:5, it reads, "And as I was considering, behold, a he-goat came on the west, on the whole face of the earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat had a noticeable horn between his eyes." There's another clue. The horn, we know the he-goat is Trump. We know the he-goat is Trump, represents the United States. We know that the horn between his eyes is the evil. It's the Democrats. It's all that are going against the Constitution, that are fighting against Trump. They want their money. They don't want them to stop. That's the battle we're facing right now. The United States is trying to cut costs. The United States on the loan is about ready to collapse because of the economy. And Trump is trying to do all he can. So the noticeable horn between Trump's eyes is the evil, all that is fighting against him. The third reason we understand that Grecia is the United States is, let's face it, if you had a vision of a dream like Daniel had, how would you describe the land that would come about in the last days that you didn't know existed, before your vision? So how would you describe it? You see, it makes perfect sense that you would give the location. Now, according to Lowell Taylor, who wrote the book, The Prophetic Playbook Story, there is one powerful reason that Daniel called the United States Grecia. It is believed that the Statue of Liberty is why Daniel called the USA Grecia. If we dig a little deeper, you will find that it makes a lot of sense. Many do claim that France gave the Statue of Liberty as a gift. Daniel called us Grisha. It makes more sense once you dig into the facts and do the research. So let us dig a little deeper and see where this takes us. We learned that the Statue of Liberty, Greek, is a bronze statue erected by the harbor Mytilene on the islands of Lesbos in Greece. I have to stumble across a word I can't pronounce because I'm not perfect. But beginning the work in 292 BC, it took Charles of Lindos to the design nearly 12 years to complete the 110-foot statue, which was then erected on a 50-foot pedestal. So we go on, and you understand that the statue and the Grisha, the statue, the history. So it's easy to see why Daniel would describe the USA as Grisha. We can see how he saw the Statue of Liberty, which was during the day that represented and believed to be dedicated to the Greek god of sun, whose blessings were supposedly the driving force of Rhodes' victory of Cyprus, 305 BC. So it's kind of interesting when you think about all that and all that information, that we understand that Grisha is the United States because of it's, as the scriptures say, it's coming from the west. Grisha is from the west. We understand that Iran, Khomeini, is causing problems with Grisha, which is in the west. Whether or not causing problems with Greece or causing problems in the west with the United States. So all these and all this is describing the United States. The only thing that gets people confused is they think of Grisha, they think of Greece. But we're talking also about it's for the end of days, it's for our day. So there's a lot of information here. And so, let me tell you, it's time to wake up, brothers and sisters. We are witnessing our day. And let me see if I can fit all this on a page. But I have other information here. See if we can open this up here. Trying to do this while I'm recording. But anyway, we've covered quite a bit here. The United States attacks Iran and Turkey, and that's about ready to take place. But that will be it for right now. Continue to watch my videos. You'll learn about the 8 kings. You'll learn about the 7 seals. You'll learn about when the rapture takes place. And you'll learn about things that 99% of the world don't know. But go ahead, watch my little commercial here about YouTube website that I have. YouTube, I have a Rumba channel. I have gtltube.com. And God bless you. And you have a great day. Keep on learning. And let's get ready for the Lord Jesus Christ. It won't be long. It's just a few years down the road. Few years, 8 years or so for the 2033. You know, we're talking about 8 years for the rapture. And God bless you. Keep praying for our leaders. Keep praying for the people of the world. We want the best for people. We really do. God bless you.